You must be one of Britain's longest serving prisoners.
Well, I was before I was released. But I think now Charlie Bronson's overtaken me now because he's still in there, isn't he?
How hard is that for you to try and talk about it and being in prison for that and missing family time? Like, how hard is that for a man who spent so long in prison, knowing that you're clearly still a family man and you're clearly carrying a lot of regret and pain, but how difficult is it? Because for anybody watching that's maybe wanting to get involved in a life of crime, I think they're a bad man. Like, I think you're a prime example that crime doesn't pay.
Of course it doesn't pay. Well, one of my good friends, I used to be bank robbing with one of the leading members of a London crime family. He said to me a couple of months ago, he said, John, he said, if we'd have gone to work straight all these years instead of going on the pavement, he said we would have saved all that grief and we'd have had more money than we ever got out of that, which is true. Yeah.
How's your relationship with Kenny Noye now? Because Kenny's a high profile name as well in the London scene.
No, I always seem to be defending his name, Kenny, because I've always found him a nice guy and a gentleman. But all this shit that's been brought about him, because he killed a cozzer and that, obviously he's under threat all the time, isn't he, from the other people. But to me, I think he was a nice guy. And I've never known Kenny to be violent except on defence. And in both cases where he killed that cozzer, he jumped up out of a hole in the ground and whacked a man here with a pistol butt, and he stabbed him. You're virtually fighting for your own life in them settings. It's not murder, is it? The guy, they think they're James Bond, some of these C-17 people. He dug a foxhole in his garden out in Kent to keep surveillance on him for the gold bullion. Remember it?
Yeah.
And Kenny happened to be out in the garden walking the two dogs who they misappropriately named Brinks and Matt. And the dogs sensed the guy in the garden. He's jumped up out of the hole. Well, I don't call that murder, I call that self-defence.
They had the masks and that on as well, did they not?
Yeah, he's balaclavaed up,
Balaclavas.
everything. Frightening, terrifying situation. You don't know who the fuck he is, do you? Might be an assassin or whatever.
What's the worst prison you've been in, John?
Armley.
Why?
I didn't even have to think about that, did I?
No.
Armley in Leeds, because they beat the fuck out of me there and left me unconscious and left me with amnesia. I got transferred there from Wakefield, where they tried to fit me up with stolen keys. They come and dragged me out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning in my underpants, cuffed me, slung me on the van, took me to Armley. And all I got out of them was, you cockney cunt. You're not a fucking gangster up here, mate. All that shit through the spire. And they kept a red light on all night. Because they said because I was K. I said, I was K in the other jails. They never kept a fucking red light on. And then they wouldn't turn it off. I'd smash it off the ceiling. And then proceeded to smash the whole fucking cell up. And they said through the space, well, we'll be in the morning, we'll fucking break your back and all that. I said, well, come on then. And I got as prepared as I could do, but they overwhelmed me. And they dragged me down a strong box. But as they dragged me down the stairs, they're letting my head hit every step on the way fucking down. It was one of their tactics. And I don't remember much after that. I woke up in what I knew was a strong box. It's like, you call it goes under a few names, silent cell. It's like a cell within a cell. Have you ever come across them?
No.
So you got to go through one door before you get to another door, which is a cell. And all it is bare concrete You got a concrete post coming out of the floor for your chair, or maybe a tree stump or something like that. And you got a concrete slab as your bed. And I woke up in that, and I couldn't remember my own name. It was weird, but I knew I was in prison. So I thought, how can I remember I'm in prison, yet not remember my name or how I got here? That's strange, that.
Mm-hmm.
It was really weird. And I remember the silence, and I thought, and the silence was so silent, it was deafening, if you know what I mean. It kind of hurt my ears, it was so silent. Just white noise. Yeah, and that's what they'd done to me. And then they put me into another strong box the next day, and I had to run the gauntlet from the strong box to the recess to empty my piss bar and all that, you know, where they battered me out, going there and coming back. So the worst jail I've ever been, yeah, Armley. I wanted to set up a fucking machine gun nest outside when I got out and do the lot of them, but that's how much hatred they instilled in me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was from London, or a Cockney, as it, I really got a treatment.
Yeah, because I had someone, Sam Miller, he was in the IRA, and they called him the Blanket Boys. 10 years every day, get a beating.
Yeah.
And he hated them. He says, I think a few of them got murdered, but he wanted more killed. And you can understand why they hate in the rage. If you're getting beat up every fucking day, like, and abused and laughed at and tormented, then you're going to be full of rage. People's ego get dented if you just bang into them here.
Did you ever see that film, The Sleepers?
Yeah, Brad Pitt, the 4 young boys, and they come back for revenge.
That's the kind of scenario.
Yeah.
I mean, I've felt that, and in fact, a few of my pals have had to talk some strong sense into me, you know, but because I still had that urge to get recompense, you know, but nah.
Get revenge.
Yeah, but it's a monk's game, really.
Yeah. So see, after your 43 years, what was the run-up to getting released, John? Were you in an open prison? No, because you never got an open prison anymore, did you? Because you escaped?
No, so I think it was Blunkett who introduced this new prototype prison. There's a bit of a guinea pig place where it was enclosed, but you had to get through 3 stages to be eligible for release. But you couldn't get home leave or any of the privileges you got in a category D prison. So again, I got other people to fill all the forms in. I used to have the school come out and me, oh, that was very good, John. And I thought, yeah, well, I've never fucking done it. No. You know, it felt like you got to break your own principles to go ahead with it, you know. And it all meant nothing. It was all sort of cosmetic stuff. In actual reality, it didn't mean a lot, you know. And I actually got one of the fastest releases ever known to a lifer. I've never known anybody get released so quick. Because I got a parole board coming up. That's why I grew this beard. I first grew this beard. I thought, fuck it, all the other parole boards I've had in the past, they got this young picture of me on the folder. They think, oh, he only looks young and fuck it, he can do another 10 stretch, you know. I thought, well, this time I'm going in looking old and I'm walking in slow and all that. And I got it, I got parole. So I got the parole on a Monday. Now, you're supposed to wait 15 days before you get an answer. I got the parole board on a Monday, I got the answer on a Tuesday, I got kicked out on a fucking Wednesday. Never been known before. Because even after the 15 days waiting for the answer from the parole board, you got to wait a month or so for probation to set you up with a hospital and all that shit. So I was in and out 3 days.
What was that
I
feeling
think I became an embarrassment. Well, I knew the MPs were even asking the question, why is this man still in prison? I know that Lord Ramsbottom, he did ask that. And the ex-prison governors were asking, they were making comments when I escaped, you know. And it was kind of the overall view that they couldn't explain why I've served longer than any terrorist, any multiple fucking child killer, any rapist, paedophile, lunatic, even a guy convicted of genocide. I've served longer. Why? Basically, I went out for a drink one Friday night and never come home for 43 years. I never went out to change the world or overthrow the government. So why have I served longer than anybody else in England? Why have I become the longest serving prisoner? It didn't make sense.
What was it like when you got parole?
Yeah, there was a guy that got released, got parole the same time as I did. I forget, David fucking McGreevy killed 3 children he was babysitting for, decapitated them, and stuck their heads on spikes for display. How come he did 13 years less than me? How come he's not a danger to the public and I was? Which was always their answer when they knocked me back for parole. I'm a danger to the public. I've never been a danger to the public. Ever.
What was it like when you got parole? What was that feeling like, John?
Fucking brilliant. I've still got a picture on my phone of the day I got out. Yeah, my sister and my niece come and pick me up, and a family friend. And you look at that picture, you can see the pure happiness on my sister and niece's face, and mine. It was great.
It's a long time. Like, see, when you get out,
Yeah.
did you ever think it was a bit too fast-paced here, too much, that you were going to do something
No.
daft to go back in?
No, because I didn't make the mistake of a lot of prisoners over the years. I wasn't content to lie on the bed smoking puff and all that and forgetting about what. I wanted to know what's going on in the world. I bought a paper every day religiously for years. Always turn the news on, the old Channel 4 news, and I was like a sponge for information all the time, what's going on. So I never got left behind with the progress of the outside world. Because a million times schools or governors say to me, oh, you find it strange when you get out, John, now. I mean, no, the only thing I fucking find strange is being in prison. That's the unnatural environment for me, not out here.
Yeah.
And so when you get out, if you're keeping up with current affairs and politics and what's going on in the rest of the world, you're not suffering the culture shock when you come out.